Do you listen well? It's a really important question, and one that you should pay attention to. Listening is active listening, is an acquired skill, and it's hard. And this week I was taught again how important it is. We're at week 4 in the Acquisition Advantage Boot Camp, and as part of that, as you know if you're in it, we go through a presentation that I do live, and then after that we do a Q&A for about an hour. And previously those Q&As were excellent. I'd make a presentation, we'd keep focused on that presentation and ask questions. This week, same thing, but the questions by and large were terrible. And by terrible, I mean that I had gone through the answers to those questions in the presentation. I thought maybe that a couple times somebody came in late, so they missed the presentation, and hence the reason. But some of those questions were at the tail end of my presentation, and the question was after I did it. So that didn't make any sense. So I just wanted to point out how important listening is. Why? Because you're going to be talking to a whole lot of big hitters. If they tell you something and then you go back and ask that question, they're going to wonder, well, this guy wasn't listening to me. And that's going to happen whether that's board members, professionals, financial institutions, or prospects. One of the things way back in my corporate sales career, during a sales call, we would take notes. Then we would go out, and it was encouraged for us to dictate our report of call. We had dictaphones in those days, to talk about what action was required from the call, what happened in the call, any comments. That was the format. So you would do that. One of the tests that we were asked to do was take your notes during the call, go out to your car, record your report of call without looking at your notes, and then go back and look at your notes and see what you missed. And it was amazing how much was missed. So, one of the things that gets now in the way, much more than it used to, is all the distractions that we have. So when you're talking to somebody, if you're watching a TV, even with the sound off, turn it off, turn your phone off, turn your notifications off. Because I suspect what happened was that during my presentations, text messages would come in, somebody would look at those text messages, and they wouldn't be paying attention. You think that you can do two things at once, and you really can't. And so one of the things that people see is if they're distracted, if they're taking notes, and taking notes is important, but how to take notes is also important. When you're doing that one thing, writing down your note, you're probably not listening to what's happening. You may be cycling back and forth quickly enough that you get the gist of it. But if you put something, let's say something on the TV, then you go in and you read an email. And if it's an engaging email, you're going to go, ooh, I didn't hear what just happened on the TV. And so you'll teach it to yourself. So when you are listening, listen, pay attention, take some notes that'll help you, but turn off your distractions. Okay, so we are through the first 4 weeks. Week 5 is next week. You can still join us. You know, all of these live recordings are also live presentations are recorded, so they're in the Kajabi, so you can go back and look at them. A lot of good things that have happened in this that I didn't do as much in previous ones, and of note particularly is mindset. A lot more time on mindset and how to get the right mindset, solve problems, and move forward with that. So I'd encourage you, if you're struggling with some things, go look at that Acquisition Advantage Bootcamp. If you want to go there directly, just https://go.brucewhipple.com/AABC, or just go to my website and go to Bootcamp and Classes and you'll see it there. But listening, it's an acquired talent and skill, but one that you should work on very, very hard because it's super important.